Congratulations, you just won the lottery and money is no longer an issue in your life. You do, however, need a new car. Should you pay cash, finance, or lease? Pay in cash. Since you are now a millionaire, paying cash is not an issue. But should you? Contrary to popular belief, paying cash does not give you negotiating power over the price of the car. Most dealerships don't want you to pay cash. They would rather you finance. Advantages to paying cash. You will avoid finance fees. You will not have to pay interest. You will not have to pull your credit. Disadvantages to paying cash. Depending on your interest rate, you could lose out on other potential earnings by tying that money up in a car. As an example, if you could have invested in something that earns 8% and you could have financed your car for 3%, you're missing out on 5% you could have earned on the money you spent for your vehicle. Some incentives are tied to financing with a lending company. General Motors, Ford, and FCA are notorious for tying incentives to their financing arm. Since you have the cash and don't want to finance, you can meet in the middle and just finance the minimum to qualify for the rebate. Leasing. If you are thinking about buying a new car, you could consider leasing. Leasing can be confusing, so what exactly is it? When you lease, you are entering into a contract with the manufacturer to drive a car for a certain period of time while paying a set monthly amount. The monthly payment is set by taking the sales price of the car, subtracting the residual, and dividing by the number of months based on the terms of the contract. Residual is a fancy way of saying how much the manufacturer thinks your car will be worth at the end of your contract. Often you are given the option to purchase a vehicle at the end of your contract at the residual. Advantages to leasing. Typically has a lower monthly payment versus financing. Allows you to drive a car without worrying about future depreciation. The manufacturer will cover most repairs and maintenance. Disadvantages to leasing. Most lease contracts have strict limits on mileage. Most lease contracts limit you to 12,000 miles a year. Manufacturers are very good at setting residuals, so it will be unlikely you will ever build equity during a lease. Financing. Financing is the most common way to buy a car in Alabama. You can finance used or new vehicles. Advantages to financing. Requires minimal amounts of cash up front. Depending on the car, allows owners to build equity. Typically, no early payment penalties. Your vehicle could have extra incentives for financing. Disadvantages to financing. Owner assumes a risk of depreciation and future value, which could lead to the car being worth less than the amount owed. Typically, there is a fee when you finance that is incorporated into your loan. At DonohooAuto, we operate as a third-party lender. That means we don't lend you the money directly, but give you retail installment contracts. These installment contracts protect you and your assets. For instance, if you bank with Wells Fargo and get a personal loan from them for your next car, do not default on that loan. If you do, they could draw from any account you have with them, includes checking, mortgage, or savings. A retail installment contract is an agreement through the dealer, and it makes it so the only asset the bank will have access to is the car itself. Again, congratulations on winning the lottery. Hope this helps you decide how you want to buy your next car.